Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where last episode we got some of our food production online. Some of it. We've definitely got a decent amount of fish coming in at this point, and that is very, very good for us, of course. Fish is going to be one of our staples, at least for now, but we really need to start getting this salt online, because we need to get our exports rolling. That is very, very clear at this point. I also want to put in a second fortress up over this direction. So we'll get that going in. That'll be fine. We definitely need more military, and we'll get there. So that seems great. Now, Chinampas up over here are Chinampaing away, and that seems great. But we have more that we need to do there. Absolutely. We got to get a lot of stuff online out over here. So one thing that I want to do is I want to take this road out and connect it up right there. And then this road I'm going to connect up over here as well. And then this road can connect up. Wow, that actually lined up. I'm shocked. Did not plan for that to happen. It just happened. So we can do something like this, which lines up reasonably well as well. And then there's this nonsense over here, which I think I might change, taking out this section of road and instead putting in road here and then road like that. So something along those lines, and then this road here can just connect up something like this for now, and we'll just leave that be. Okay, so that seems okay. That'll mean that here to here is a lot less far of a distance, so that'll be ultimately a good thing. Now, we need to fix our expense situation. What's our current maximum debt? 7,100 axes. Okay, so that is, of course, very, very bad. We need to cut our wages, and I'm going to cut them all the way down to 20. People are not going to be very happy about this, of course, but we'll get that going. Now, we do need some amount of diversion at some point, and I want to plan a little earlier for the diversion this time. It was a little problematic last time. We'll put it that way. Now, I'd love to put it here, but I'm actually thinking about moving this tax collector up over here, but we can't actually do this. This isn't actually working right now because this isn't considered scenic enough in this area. So that's understood. I'm going to move it. I wish we could move it anyway. If it's not working, it's not working, but let's just do this for now. Put some stone roads in here. And we absolutely want to be exporting salt. We want the majority of this to be exporting salt, but we're still going to have to be importing stone at some point, right? So let's see if we can get this collector working again, and I'd like to get it moved right up over here because I want to put a sauna right down here. But I also absolutely want to get an alcove in about here and then about here. And then we can do an alcove somewhere around here or so. We can't put one in on the beach, so it would have to be about here and then about here. So something about like that. So we'll get some alcoves going, and we don't have much in terms of art production. So we've got this mason yard here. We should probably have another mason yard up over this direction. I'd love to put it in there, but unfortunately this market is kind of awkwardly located. I'm going to move the market here temporarily. We're going to have to move it again after, but we'll come back to that. And we'll put a mason yard here. We've got one there, so that seems okay. I'd like to have this mason yard reaches everything over here, so that seems fine. Okay, so now can we move this? Yes, we can. Beautiful. So let's get that going. That'll be fine. And we'll see how long it takes to get that actually completed. We do need to get some stone rolling in here eventually, but we need funds. Funds are a significant issue for us at this time. So we can see that here we have not managed to accept any salt yet, but we do have all of these guys working away. And we can expand our salt production pretty significantly. I'm just wondering here, do these salt pools have like a certain amount, like the trees where they grow back over time, or are they more like the outcrops where they just I don't know that we have any outcrops up over there's one here where it just kind of exists and can be harvested forever. I think it's the latter. That's my theory anyway. So we've got our salt production online, but we can absolutely ramp up our salt production. And I'm definitely thinking that we're going to want to do that. But for right now, the real question is, okay, so we see that we've got that raw salt pouring in, and this is going to be the finished product of salt. So that's now starting to appear up in this porter yard, and then will be hauled up to this trading post for export. We're going to want more trading posts to export, of course, and I do want to come down over here and just slap that sauna in right over here. So that'll reach all of these homes. We can have an additional sauna about here for these homes, but then we come down over this way, and it's like, where do we want to put a sauna here? I feel like we have to have two. We could put a sauna actually here. That's interesting. I'm gonna do it, even though it's a little bit awkward. And then there's a similar awkward situation there. We could just put it here, though, and run the road up like this. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So that'll be fine. That will get us some health down here and some recreation. So that seems great. We definitely have fish down over here. I think our fish are probably going all throughout the city at this point. Yeah, we've got lots and lots of fish. So we're not concerned about the fish. We could even theoretically export fish. We'd need to back off a little bit on the space for the salt. But yeah, we could export fish. So let's do that for now. And then up over this way, we can start to expand our farms a little bit. I do want to put in this section of road while I notice that it's there. But yeah, citizens are leaving. Okay, that's probably due to wages. But for now, I'm going to put in this guy. Now, this is not going to be in range, and I want to move this market back over here. This is not going to be in range of some of this stuff. Actually, it is in range of the well dipper. It's not quite in range of the sweeper or the sentry post. So we're going to need to put some of those down over here. So I'm just going to do a sweeper and a sentry post, and then we'll do another well dipper about right here, and that'll give full coverage all along here, at least for a while. At least for a ways. So that'll do the trick. But I do want to put in our maize here. And then our fruit. Not here. But everywhere else there was good. And then chili. So that looks fine. We're going to have this Chinampa finished up soon. So let's go ahead and start putting in the farmer's hut here. And let's also get some of these maize fields going in. There we go. Fruit trees are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then all we need to do is wait for this Chinampa, and we can put the chili in. Not a big deal there. So we can see that we are minus 20 for this year so far. Okay, the collector is back to being unsightly. Okay. So the collector is unhappy about the aesthetics of this region. Let's see if that changes when the sauna is built here. I don't think... Okay. The neighborhood's ambience here is considered fair up over this direction. We could try to just make this entire block be stone roads. This is expensive, and we'd prefer not to, but it's worth it if we get our collector online because they will be actually providing us with some amount of income. So let's see if that boosts it up high enough for the collector to actually start to work. Fingers crossed on that one. If not, we can put in some gardens over here. There's definitely space for that. So we can see we're pretty negative financially, but we also see fish and salt starting to come in over here. Now, we're going to want to expand our exports for sure. I want to take this road out and then bring it in over here. But then this is a little awkward up here. So I'm just going to expand the road out over this way. And I want to have this then be 2 trading posts. One on either side of the road, like that. And then we'll have this come up and link in up over here like this. And then these should both be overseen by this barracks and fortress. So now this is going to be back on stone. I'm going to take the fish off of here. And one of these is going to be trading the fish. Exclusively fish. And then this other one is going to be doing the salt. We want to be exporting that. There we go. Exclusively salt exports. And then this is going to be focused on importing stone. Hopefully that will do the trick, but we will see. So we're going to take this road out to here, and then this road will just come down kind of like this. And then this is just a little awkward here. This is a very small block, but that's okay. And these are very large blocks. Sure. Things are just going to be a little bit awkward there. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay. So, are we currently... Okay, we have minimal use on the collector. That's a good sign. Enemies are on the march. We're not necessarily shocked about that one. We're still lacking 2 captains here, and I believe these are noble vacancies. So we probably do want to put in another noble house somewhere around, another noble compound, I should say. Somewhere around over here, maybe, or up here. It's going to be a little short on services if we do it up here. We could do it down here. It's going to be a little far away. I think this is good on services. Yeah, we'll put it right there. So we do have an army coming in. We have expanded our own military, and we're definitely seeing some significant flooding down over here. That's noted. We're probably going to want to build some canals to stop that, but now is not the time for that. So the collector is still reporting that it's an unsightly neighborhood. And to that end, I'm going to put in a gardener out over here. And then we're going to put in some small gardens out over this way. And we're just going to try to boost the neighborhood out over here. We're not maxing out the gardens yet. I don't want to use up all of this space if we can help it. But we'll get that started. Okay, so this noble hut is over here. That looks good. Water quality is currently none, but it'll get there. So apparently we can't get to this small garden, and that actually makes sense. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to get there. I'm going to take out the gardener here, and I'm going to move it down to here. Assuming we actually get around to doing this, and go ahead and leave that. So this is going to be a small garden here and here, but we need to remove this. The gardener is going to go here. Enemies are closing. Yep, and we're going to put in our gardens here and here instead. Okay, so hopefully that is going to help our ambience down over here. So the enemies are here, and they're going to be up over this way, as we would expect. We'll rally our troops, and our troops are going to be pretty significant at this point. So that looks good. And we're going to make our way on up. So they're just kind of chilling up over here right now. They're heading this direction. So we might be able to take them with a flanking attack or just attack part of their army here. Yeah, that's pretty decent. This guy's just kind of running amok up over here right now. And he did destroy this farmer's hut, which is very rude of him. I do want to prevent them from taking this path in the future, but let's just head on up over here. Looks like they're going to have him under control. Yeah, there we go. So that looks good. So we'll disband our troops, and we are, of course, going to need to rebuild this farmer's hut right up over here. So lots of flooding is occurring at this moment. That is absolutely fine. We won that with very little danger. I'm wondering at this point, what would happen if we sent an attack up here? This is currently poor chance of success. Okay, so we need to continue to boost that up. That's understood. So we'll get that all underway, and we can build additional farming down over this direction, it looks like. So I want to put in a farmer's hut here, and of course, this chili out over here is absolutely something we want to put in. So next up, we want to do our maize fields, and then fruit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of them, and then our chili beds. So we'll get high pause menu. We'll get that all online. That seems good. Okay, so we now have all of this salt exporting. We are still net negative financially at this time. Look at all this fish. We really need these guys to start exporting. So that'll be fine. We'll export a lot of fish. we're probably going to need to export more fish than that. So there's definitely flooding happening on the ocean as well. That's noted. These are basically intermingling, this freshwater and saltwater at this point, so that's exciting. But for now, we'll just wait for that to pass. The flooding will go down, and we'll address the flooding later for sure. I don't think we need to address the flooding down here, but we'll absolutely address the flooding up over this way. There's no doubt about that. But right now, not the time for that. So we'll just let that all proceed for the time being, and finances are absolutely still our primary issue at this moment. So I do want to deal with them. We can absolutely put in a couple of additional trading posts here and here, and this is again going to be exporting fish and salt. Those are our primary exports here, 1000%. So this is going to be fish, and this one is going to be salt. Exports. Cool. So we'll get all of that going. That'll be fine. And presumably this will be in range of the barracks and fortress, so that should be absolutely wonderful. We are now net positive financially. That is a very good sign. Checking in down over on this collector. Yeah, the collector's happy now, so that looks good. We don't have a gardener in our gardener hut yet, but it's absolutely fine. So we need maize out over this direction. We're working on it. Our farms are still working on coming online. They're not fully online yet, but things are looking good. Fertility is excellent, good, good, and good. Down here, fertility is excellent. And this fertility is perfect, as is this. So as we get further down towards the lake, fertility is getting better. There's another army on the way in. And I'm thinking that we probably want to put in a porter stop about here. I'm just looking at ranges. We're going to need another one down here. The idea behind this is going to be getting weapons and armor. So there we go. And then we are going to want to start production on weapons and armor, but we don't really have any capacity to do that yet. We're going to need to import obsidian, which I think is going to have to come from the capital, right? If we check out over here, we've got these guys, fruit, jade, and amate, feathers, stone, and weapons, maize, fruit, clay, and stone. So it's going to have to come from the capital. That's not ideal, but that's where the obsidian will have to come from. So let's set up a trading post somewhere up over here. And this trading post is going to be trading with the capital. And we're just going to look to bring in a small amount of obsidian. So we'll do that, and then we can start to have some weapon production. We can't yet have armor production because we need a source of cotton, right? And I believe the armor weavers need cotton buds, not direct cotton. Let's double check that. Input is, I think that is actually cotton. Okay. So that's noted. Absolutely. But we're not in a position to do that just yet. Although we're very close, actually. To the point where I'm going to unpause this construction out over here. We're going to allow that to proceed, including all of this. There we go. And the irrigation is definitely happening all throughout there, so that looks much better. I don't know if this construction over here is unpaused or not. We have no real way of knowing that at this moment. But we do want to absolutely chinampa all of this space. So we'll get all that going, but we can start to develop this up over here, which the plan here is for at least some of this to be cotton production. So we can do like 4 cotton farms up here, which is probably sufficient for right now. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, and finally 4. That'll be sufficient for our needs for the moment, but we're going to need to make sure that our porter yards up over here are accepting cotton buds. So we'll do something like that. So that'll accept from all of those. That looks good. Okay. So now we're going to have cotton buds. And then we're going to need cotton weavers, right? Because our armorers, if I'm reading this correctly, our armorers take in salt and cotton, not cotton buds. So we're going to need some cotton weavers, and for the moment, I'm going to do, I think, 4 of them right up over here. So 1, 2, actually, we can put a lot here. Something like that. And then this would be getting cotton buds and accepting cotton. Now the question is, can we export cotton to anyone other than the capital? Let's check through high pause menu. Let's check through here. So imported cotton. Yes. So we want to negotiate here. So free trade, and free trade is guaranteed. So we're just going to send these guys off. Begin mission. There we go. So now we're going to be able to start exporting some cotton, and we'll need to put up a trading post for that. So this is going to need to wait before we get that properly set up, but otherwise that will be good. Okay. So we'll get some of that cotton production ongoing, and we're going to start making weapons and armor as well. So this porter yard down over here is at 3 of 6. I'm going to set this to accepting weapons and armor, and we're going to start with some blade nappers down over here. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up over this direction, I'm going to do armorers. 1, this is an awkward position for it. We need it to be more like 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm actually going to do 5, 6, 7. And then blade nappers are going to be, this is going to be a little awkward here, but it's okay. We're going to do 8 of these, and then 7 armorers, because we've got the sentry posts. It's okay. We'll add more production here if it ends up that we need it. For now, I'm not 100% convinced that we do. So we'll get that going, and that will supply everything that we need. Our envoys have been dispatched, and that is, of course, great. Enemies are on the march. We are not surprised about that. By producing weapons and armor, we're going to make our own units a lot stronger, and we're also going to make it, I think, a lot easier for us to attack the guys who have been attacking us, which we are very interested in doing. Our prestige is almost as high up as it needs to be. Our culture and our prosperity is not. Understood. We're going to need to get some religion going. We're going to need to get our prosperity significantly up. Okay, so an invading army is drawing near. Yep, we know that they're going to be here soon. And this is going to be importing the obsidian. Yeah. So we're just waiting at this point. Our envoys are now successful, and we want to go to these guys, and we're going to be exporting cotton here. I think we're going to have a lot more cotton than we can actually store. But let's get a little bit of armor in there as well. Not a huge amount, just a little bit. And then I want to check through these. Can we export weapons? No. Okay, that's fine. So, they might try to do this route again and attack up over here. And I would really like it if they didn't. So we're going to rally up over this direction. And we're going to see where they end up attacking. Yeah, they're doing the same thing. This is a small attacking force. Interesting. We're going to let them come to us. Excellent. We're trading quite well here. They are fleeing. We lost a vagrant in the battle. So we'll disband these guys. Excellent. Another army is coming in, though. Okay, that's noted. That's going to be awkward. So the extra invading army is here. They are going to be coming in here as well. I'm assuming they're also going to come up and attack out over here. So I would rather that they not do this. I'm thinking about maybe building a very small wall right here to prevent that. But it looks like this time they're trying to come down this way. So let's move this rally point out over here for now. This is another very small force. Let's just go attack them. Honestly, they might have almost lost to our trading escorts there. That would have been wacky. Okay. So they're mostly out of here. There we go. And I'm not sure where our rally point went, but everybody seems to be going home, so I think it's fine. So that seems absolutely a-okay. We're probably going to need more housing, right? Especially up over here. So let's get in some common homes. I'm thinking right up over here. So this is not going to have road access here. We can do something like that. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but sure. The road access here is going to be a bit of a problem. Unless we wanted to put this here and then awkwardly run a road like this. That's probably the most efficient way that we can use this space, but it's still not great, right? No doubt about it, but it's okay for now. So that seems absolutely fine. We are definitely exporting salt, and we'll get all of this online soon enough. We're probably going to need more housing down here as well, and to that end, we could put in a couple of houses over here. Something like that. I'm wondering if they will have access to the well dipper. It looks like the answer to that is no, so we probably want to have a new well dipper down over this way. So we'll go ahead and put that in about right there. This sentry hut should cover them, but we'll probably need a sweeper as well, so I'll go ahead and put that in right here. So that looks fine for now, and then we've got this space right here, which could actually be either a blade napper or an armorer. We're one short on our armorers compared to our blade nappers, so I'm just going to put our extra armorer right there. Seems fine. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to get our military production online here, and then we're probably going to go take out that city. That'll be very nice. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.